All right, so this is the What's in My Camera Bag for 2025, the travel edition, even though we're not traveling because of, well, I'll tell you the story as we go. You know, sometimes life is like a puzzle. You don't know where it starts, and you don't know where it ends. You gotta go through the motions to figure it out along the way. And that was this week. This marble here, this is me, Maddie, and Tyler. And this apple box here, this is our trip to Faroe Islands. Since we've started this YouTube journey, Maddie and I have wanted to go to one destination, Faroe Islands. Imagine Iceland 10 years ago with no tourists and a little more epic. That's the dream we've been sold, and that's the dream we were ready to collect. But if there's anything that I've learned, it's that not everything goes to plan. And like anything, the journey must begin somewhere. In this case, it starts in Toronto. I tuck in now.
And you have a duffel bag.
Yeah. This is a labyrinth inside an apple box that my friend Christoph made me. You gotta get the marble all the way through, but you can't see it. Every scan and the dude behind me is like, we're trying to leave the country, dude. It won't be a problem. You gotta go by feel, by instinct. By intuition.
How's the boot camp going?
Feels good. I need to get my cardio in. This is the bag. This is the old rig here. My 25-liter nomadic bag, the everyday camera bag. This is what I use the most. Recently, we just launched it in Coyote.
There's no longer a Joe in the juice here. Who's Joe?
It looks amazing, and I'll show you the way I've got it laid out. First things first, why are you still playing with this apple box? Well, I'll tell you. You see, to start things off, our trip was canceled.
Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow?
Yeah, I can let you know if we have a scheduled flight for tomorrow. We don't have a scheduled flight for tomorrow, but they have put up some rescue flights.
If it's not a tomorrow flight, then what's Toronto looking like?
I suggest you guys at least wait for the rebooking.
Yeah, okay.
See how it's looking like. If it's too late in order for you to go to Faroe and come back, you can just call them and let them know you would like to go back to your destination, which is Toronto.
Yes. That's problematic.
One day we should still do Faroe Islands.
I would still love to go.
We flew all the way to Iceland to learn that our flight to Faroe Island had been canceled due to weather. Now, this is apparently a pretty common thing. I guess being a small series of islands right in the middle of the ocean is prone to some high-forced winds. So with that, the plan radically changed. Navigating this weird puzzle we found ourselves in, not knowing where we were or where we were gonna end up. So did I actually make it there? No, none of us did. We actually made it back to the airport to rebook our flights and fly immediately back to Toronto. Call it a day commute to Iceland to have a beer at the airport and fly right back. Now, fun.
Called a taxi, headed back to the airport, changed our flights, fly back to Toronto.
See you later, Iceland.
I'm done, dude. I'm retired from Iceland.
And sometimes you come back out the same side. It's all part of the journey. Yeah, the camera bag. Let's do this thing. Now Recently we just launched this in the Coyote colorway, this one right here, and we also did a Ranger green. Also great, this one's my favorite. It looks amazing, and I'll show you the way I've got it laid out. First things first, on the side, you've got a tripod. I used a little clip here, and I still use the Mantis pod that I've been using for, I want to say like 4 or 5 years now. This thing still goes in the bag. It's still super handy. It can flay open into this little tabletop tripod, which is super handy. You can hold it if you're gonna vlog that style, but mostly these days I just hold the lens because it's a little bit easier. But if I am sitting down somewhere and there's a surface, this comes in handy. Uses the same plate as this tripod. That's the Peak Design travel tripod. Still works, still tried, tested, and true. I've had this for, I want to say like 6 years now, maybe even longer, but I've had no reason to update it. So these two things go in one of the water bottle pockets on this backpack. There are 2 on either side, and they are magnetic. So when you're not using them, they stay nice and flush to the sides, and they pop open when you need them. Stow away when you don't. Big fan. Now the best part of this bag is the top compartment. So in the top compartment, for easy access, is the main camera that I'm using. So if I'm shooting photos only and I want to use an R5 and I've got a lens on it, that'll stay in the top. If I'm shooting film that day, that'll stay in the top. This is kind of the transient area. No matter what I'm doing, the camera that my A camera, my primary camera, is going to be in the top section. That's it. I find I'm way more likely to vlog or make videos that way if I can just peel this down, get to my camera, and start working. And then when I'm done, I can put it away. But let's talk about the main rig. Now, as you know, I just made a video on this, the EOS C50. This is still the pre-production unit, but I just didn't give it back. I'm keeping it until they pry it from my dead hands. I've got a 15-35 on it, and for this Faroe Islands trip, I was planning on taking photos with this digitally and also making vlogs. Now, I don't always have the top handle on it. Just putting my microphone on it is a nice kind of slim profile. So this is everything the R5 is plus more. You can shoot open gate. The top handle is nice. It does 7K RAW. This is the lens I use the most these days, 15-35, and on that, I throw on one of my VNDs. That is the rig. That goes in the top pocket. I keep nothing in here. It's just extra padding. I don't like bulking stuff out. If I haven't used it in a year, I'm probably not gonna use it this week. So let's dive inside. Now the laptop slot is empty currently, but I do bring my computer home every single day. But whenever I don't have to carry it with me, I choose not to because it's just, again, extra weight that I don't wanna have to worry about. But traveling, it was definitely in here. I blame you for this.
Of course, I want to see you editing photos on this trip.
I know, that's my problem. I take a bunch of photos, I'm stoked on them, and then I wait, or I get them developed, and then, you know, it's like weeks later, and then I start thinking about posting, then I only post one, then it doesn't match the grid, then I post nothing. Fast forward 2 months, I have like 30 photos to post that don't match. I'm right back here. Take a look at this. So this part is the quick access. It's there if you need it. Now this is an accessory box that we put out with the very first 35-liter bag that we came out with. And to this day, it's still my favorite case. I have so many of these rigged out for so many different things. I need to just show you the stack of them. And I just, depending on what the mission is, I grab one, either refill it or I grab one that's already pre-filled. And I always leave this spot ready to go in one of these cubes so that it perfectly fits this cube. It's like a pocket for your pocket. And inside this is just stuff that I might need throughout the trip, throughout the day, throughout the shoot. So in the top, I've got a Glyph SSD. This one's the Atom EV. I think it's 4 terabytes. Next to that, I have this little Anker charger, which is great. So whenever I'm traveling, I get to where I'm going and I set this up on the nightstand. It has a power brick. I stick that into either a travel power adapter or right into the wall. And then I can charge my AirPods right there, charge my phone here. And if I decided to bring my watch, I'll charge my Apple Watch on this little fold-out tab on the very back. Charges all 3 things. It's like the size of a credit card, just a little bit thicker. And beyond that, I've fit the top handle of the C50 in here. And I've always got a Think Tank whip tie because these things are infinitely handy for cinching cables together. I tie my hair with these. I fasten tripods to bags with these. You can rig stuff with these, tidy cables with these. They always come in handy. They always come in handy, and I always lose them. And that is this little bag, and that fits perfectly right there. Now to help pay for those flights across the ocean and back, I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. But seriously, thank you. If you don't have a web... Let's cut the music for a sec. Just cut it. Stop. Just, it's 2025. It's almost 2026. Think about that. If you don't have a website at this point, I might not even be able to help you anymore. Like, we might just need to shift this whole discussion about Squarespace. Like, maybe you shouldn't start a website. Maybe it's just you're too far gone. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you anymore. Like, I feel having a web presence is the bare minimum for any kind of online content creator, especially anyone that is an entrepreneur in any facet of business. I'm a huge fan of the one-pager website that just has a contact form and like a picture of you so people know that, oh, this person exists and they're reachable. It's part of the reason I don't even have my phone number on my business card. It's just my website, because I know if they get there, I'm good. There's means to contact me. You can find my social media. That's it. But obviously there's so much more to it. And it's never been easier now with their AI integration and their entire all-in-one platform. Making a website, like it's so easy. You can have it up and running in a day. I went to school for 4 years for web design. I never finished. But like, that was a 4-year degree. You can do it in a day with no experience at all. Sell prints, sell products, start a business, client areas, protected client areas, customer service, contact forms, portfolios, everything you could need as a creative professional is right there. And you can save 10% off by going to squarespace.com/McKinnon. You've heard me say it. You've heard me say it for years. It is, if you haven't done it yet, just today's the day, okay? Maybe ADHD has gotten the best of you for all of this time, and I sympathize with that, I really do. I'm right there with you. I get it. But this is fast enough that it's even like ADHD proof. Hit the link in the description, sign up, start a free trial, save 10% off. Just do it. Just get it done. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. This is the microphone that I've been using, the Sennheiser MKE 400. Now I do have the dead cat for it in this little pouch that is just stuffed down here. I don't use it unless it's very windy. Recently, when I've been using the C50, I'll fire this on, I'll leave it in auto, I'll leave this on its default settings, and everything sounds great. I will bring lav mics if I'm doing an interview, but again, I don't keep any type of wireless mic in my bag because I don't necessarily know that I'm gonna need it every time I go to shoot something. This is almost always on the camera and always does a good job. Trying to pack what I think that I'll use, there have been months of carrying things in my bag that never get used. So you kind of got to go through your gear, you got to audit your setup and think like, what's going to win the space in this bag? What deserves to be in here and be lugged around on my back? Like, if I'm gonna use it, I've no problem lugging it, but I'm not lugging it around free weight. You gotta win my love. Got a 2 to 5 stop V&D right here. This is a 95 millimeter. This thing is, you could eat off. Like, you go to England, they're serving you tea on this filter. Hello, sir, would you like a little cup of tea?
It's like the fucking chest plate for like Iron Man's like, oh.
Huge. And that is for the 28 to 70, which I also have a short stash everyday filter on just because I love the guy and it's misty. This lens is a absolute monster. I was gonna say it's a Canon. It is both a Canon and a Canon. 28 to 70 f2 all the way through. It is a one and done lens. Again, I would love to be able to just vlog with this, but it does make the rig too heavy and 28's just a little too close. But when you want to change up that frame and get a little more depth in your image, make things a little more cinematic, throw those slow-mo scenes on and still have a fast aperture, even faster than the lens I've got currently on here, the 15 to 35, this is amazing. I hate how heavy it is and I hate how big it is, but I love the results I get from it every single time. It's expensive, it's heavy, but this has won the space. This deserves to be in the bag, therefore I carry it. Won the space. And then this is, I've said it before, my non-negotiable camera pocket. Every single cube that I ever build out always have this little section right here. That is for my all-time favorite camera, the Leica MP. Basically the M6, if you've ever heard of that, 35 millimeter film camera. In there I have this little film holder that I made with Polar Pro. You can still get them. This is the little 2-roll holder, and in there I have a Portra 800 and a Portra 400. But if I'm going to be traveling, I bring something else. This is the one extra thing I will keep in here, and it is a bag to keep multiple rolls in. I will usually fill about 15 rolls into this bag. I forget where I got this from. I'll link it below if I can find it. But I've also got all this tape that says exposed film and do not x-ray on top of the bag saying do not x-ray. It also comes with this card that says don't x-ray your film in a multitude of different languages. So if there was ever a language barrier and I couldn't understand what they were saying, I could show them this. Hopefully their language is on it and it says don't x-ray my film, please.
Of course he gets pulled for extra. I somehow got through clean. When does that ever happen? You guys know, you go through the airport, every single camera bag, every single thing gets scanned. This time, nothing. Gotta love that film scanning, huh?
It's reason enough not to shoot film sometimes. This cute little thing is an extra viewfinder. It's for a 28 field of view or 25. I've also got one for a 21 mil, but essentially it's just a really clear, bright, beautiful clear glass. Like, it is unbelievably crisp when you look through this, especially seeing the frame lines. That's what I'll use if I'm gonna be doing more zone focusing with my film camera. It goes on the hot shoe, centers it above the lens so it's a little more true to what you're actually gonna see. And if you are zone focusing, you don't really need to worry about the rangefinder or moving the rangefinder patch to line up your focus because you've already preset your focus. So all I care about doing is winding the camera and looking through this, which is faster, bigger, and brighter, which helps me compose a shot instantly. So this is my Leica NP. I have a 28 mil Summicron on it, and on the bottom I have this Leica Vit winder, which you might have seen before, but a little stem comes down and helps wind the camera. Let's get this somewhere here, so I can shoot faster. Now, because I use my left eye to focus, I've been learning to use my right eye more because you can see the world around you with your open eye. But if I'm gonna be using my left eye, the camera blocks my face. So every time I have to wind this camera back, I have to shoot, wind the camera, come back, recompose, shoot, wind the camera. That's slow, right? Another benefit of shooting this way, because when you're using that right eye, the winder is not in the way. Amazing. But if you're like me and it's hard for you, you still use this eye, I can go like this and shoot even faster no matter what, especially if you're doing a zone focus. You could just be firing off, you know, everything from 4 feet to beyond is in focus, so you're just laughing. It's so good. Up here, your basics. Your battery pouch, magnetic closure, great. Up here, everyone thinks this is a flask. Every time I take it out, they look at me and I feel like I can feel people waiting to see what's gonna happen. But this is a memory card case from Polar Pro. One side I've got CFast Express, the other I have SDs and micro SDs. It's dust proof, bomb proof, waterproof, everything proof. Tightens down with a screw, fully weather sealed. I know that all my media is coming home with me absolutely safe. This has been through the airport scanners dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Never once has it been flagged, so. And then lastly, I have an extra VND 2-5 mist that just hangs out up here, and that is in an 82 mil for the main camera. And that is my travel setup. And on Monday, I lugged this across the ocean and back just for fun. That felt like one of the longest weeks of my life. But you know what? I'm grateful that I got to tell the story from it. I'm grateful to Maddie for documenting it and letting me use the footage because I wanted to start my vlog when I arrived in Faroe Islands. So thank you, brother. There's a lesson in that. You always film. Always be filming everything because you never know what something's gonna turn into or where you might be able to utilize something to tell a story. So that is the what's in my camera bag for 2025. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And I have one more trip, well, a few more. You know what, I'm not even gonna say anything. That's it, I'm saying nothing. We're just gonna thank you for being here. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. It's Canadian Thanksgiving here. I'm gonna do that whole thing, and then I will be back with the vids. See you there.